Good now, revolutionaries, and welcome to the Rise Up Morning Show. Today is Thursday, October 23rd, and we are so pleased to welcome our friend Giancarlo, aka Gian, aka Ruto, growth manager at Polygon, back to the show to talk about all they've been up to, all he's been up to, and just to catch up, man. What's been going on? It's so good to see you. Welcome back. You doing all right, brother?
I'm doing all right, man. Not too bad. It's been a long week. A lot of stuff going on. Actually, it's been kind of a long couple months. Lots of stuff going on in the background, not just at Polygon, but just in Web3 in general, man. So it's been, you guys know this, but it's been a crazy cycle.
Dude,
What are you talking about? This has been the most normal, relaxing, totally not volatile cycle that we've ever had. Just like every other cycle.
Totally, dude.
yeah, and growth marketing is is one of those amorphous terms where you actually have to do probably something different every day, and then a lot of stuff at the same time, I would imagine. And especially when the market is volatile, your job is probably like all over the place. So I imagine you need a nap right now. Yeah.
Before I started working in Web3, I didn't have any gray hair. I didn't have any under eye bags. I was in really good shape also. So yeah, none of all those things are opposites now. So yeah, it's crazy.
I will say that I do make that same claim all the time. I'm like, oh, these gray hairs, like, oh, I maybe lost a little bit of hair here and there. Like, oh, my knee doesn't feel that great today. It's all Web3. And it's like, no, it's not because I'm getting older. It's because of crypto. Damn it. It's definitely aging us a little bit.
We age faster here. It's like smoking a pack a day.
For sure. Yeah.
I mean, I'm also 33. So, I'm not quite over the hill, but we're definitely not a young whippersnapper anymore.
I'm 32 also, but luckily my brother is friends with the second most highest ranked stem cell doctor in the country. So hey, when you need the hookup, he did it at 36, and he's like, dude, I feel like I'm 23 again. And I'm like, all right, guess what's on the docket for me to do? You just have to make sure you have enough money for it. We'll talk about it offline.
Yeah, we will. We'll get into TRT and stem cell research, bro.
Yeah, exactly. And then skincare. We'll do it all. We'll do it all.
Rejuvenative medicine and, of course, answers to your crypto questions on deck today. If you've got a question, and especially if you've got a question about what the folks at Polygon Labs have been up to, or maybe you want to hear about something from the ecosystem, then we got somebody who's an inside man who can tell you maybe some of the scoops, some of the dirt. But first, Ruto, man, I just want to catch up and hear about some of the things that have been exciting to you just across the space. We were talking a little before we got on the stream about some of the stuff you guys are working on. We were talking about some of the things that have changed. And I feel like picking one thing is tough because there's been so much going on. I was reading the State of Crypto report yesterday that A16Z put out, and I was like, oh, man. This really is like the time for crypto to shine. We keep saying that, like, oh, crypto is here, crypto is maturing, but like, damn, it's really maturing. Bitcoin is 17 years old. It's wild to think about how far we have come. So what kind of things amidst the Russian excitement are catching your eye? Are you paying attention to? Are the stars of this cycle for you?
Sure. I think for starters, a lot of people assume that if you work at like a blockchain, you don't have any other opinions, but that's just not true. So not before I worked at Polygon, I'm still kind of an on-chain degenerate. I'm still a big participant in the ecosystem as a whole. So obviously these are my own opinions. They don't reflect like Polygons or anything, but yeah, I'm really excited about a ton of different things going on. Obviously, a lot of the stuff that's going on in the Polygon ecosystem with some of the projects we're incubating, like Billions and Sentient and Katana and Maiden and Bravado and all these crazy. It's insane when you kind of list them out how many projects are like incubated by Polygon, but those are obviously like an obvious given for me. But then we have stuff that I was qualified for the Monad airdrop, which is pretty sick. So
wait a second. You were qualified for Monad. How do you think that worked? Because I've been here using wallets, doing stuff on chain, swapping, buying NFTs, participating in DeFi for I guess like 6 years now, really.
Yeah.
And I didn't get shit.
Yeah, I think it's one of those, like, I don't know, man, because there's only 5,000 people that got the Monad cards
Oh man.
um
Oh, the
on
cards.
the cards, right? So like if so one of the ways to get like a pretty sizable allocation was to get one of the Monad cards. And the only, and mind you, I did a lot of stuff on testnet, right? Like I was actually using testnet. I was actually like interacting, and like I wasn't necessarily farming points. I just wanted to see what the hype was about Monad, because it's supposed to be like a performant chain. It's a performant L1 chain, right? And like that's exciting to me. It's also like EVM compatible. So I was just messing around on testnet. I was like buying up random like testnet meme coins and like minting random NFTs and using some of their apps. So like it was cool, but most of my allocation and airdrop is going to be coming from my Monet card. And I think how
Yeah.
I got that was I've just been terminally online on crypto Twitter for almost 5 years now, and I built up a pretty solid network there. So I think I don't know who picked me. I don't know how I was chosen, but I was. So I'm pretty thankful for that, because I have the second largest airdrop allocation. Like it's 5 tiers, and I got in the
Nice.
second one.
Hell yeah,
So
dude. So quick plug, Ruto is at Gian, Gian, the Rios on X. And one of the things that he shared last time that you touched on just now is if you are a person who wants to succeed in crypto, you're here to get in early, make investments, that kind of thing, and maybe you don't have a lot of startup capital, but you're plugged in or you can be plugged in. You can trade your time for money often in the form of airdrops. And X is really probably the place to get plugged in and do it. Ruto
yeah,
is somebody good to follow. He would probably, I would do is just like go to his following or go to his interaction page. He's got Safari Club in his bio. Also good alpha, we would say. Connecting to people, using protocols early. And then every now and then you get like mailbox money, a check in the mail. You talked a
dude.
lot about that last episode, and people were like, "Oh,
Yeah, I
yes.
tell people all the time that I'm like, listen, if you have like a low port and you kind of have time, I also think airdrop farming is also just kind of like the by far the best way to learn how to do stuff on chain, but also learn about new stuff coming out in the industry in crypto way before anybody else. So like I've gotten some of the most amount of money I've ever made actually didn't even necessarily come from trading. It actually came from airdrops. So
Yeah.
I got Arbitrum, Optimism, Blur, OpenSea. OpenSea is doing an airdrop soon.
Yeah.
I've been using OpenSea since 2021. I was also in their beta testing. A lot of Hyperliquid EVM, Hyper EVM stuff I've been farming for the last 6 months. I didn't get the first Hyperliquid airdrop because I'd be retired in the Cayman Islands right now if I did, but yeah, there's just Mega ETH is dropping soon, right?
Yep.
You can already trade pre-market on the Mega token that will be coming soon, so you're able to airdrop that. There's just tons of stuff, man. It's Meteora drops today. I think the airdrop is
Really.
today for Meteora. Yeah, which is
Give us
on
a couple of
Solana.
fast resources that you would connect people to in terms of somebody wants to start airdrop farming, they want to do it safely and they don't want to get drained, click a bad link. Like, what are your go-to resources aside from the people you already follow? Could you throw out 3 accounts? Could you throw out a couple of websites that you use to check those kind of things?
I wish I had a better answer. I wish I could be like, just go here and this is where you learn. The problem is that I couldn't even tell you, just because I'm just terminally online, man. Like I'm just constantly always seeing what's going on crypto Twitter. But I'm
Are there a few
thinking,
Twitter accounts you'd recommend following,
Yeah,
or
or
is
like
it
a
more
newsletter or
so?
a
yeah,
podcast.
Yeah.
yeah, actually, yes, I do. So there's a couple podcasts that I listen to. So actually one of my buddies, Bread. So
Yeah.
Oh,
he's
nice.
like, yeah, he's the head marketing guy at Mega ETH. So, but he also joins in on a podcast called Modern Market. So it's called Modern Market. You can find it also on Apple Podcasts as well, and it's ran by Bcheck, Legendary, and then Bread joins in as well. And then they have like a couple of other people that join in. So they're like very crypto native. So for those tuning in, if maybe some of this stuff might go a little over your head, but for the most part, they're always looking for stuff to do in the market. Like I know Legendary and BCheck were super deep into the Plasma pre-sale airdrop, right? And they made so much money from that. Like if you contributed, what was it, $1, it was worth like $10,000 or something like that. Like it was insane.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I need to
I
learn
think
more
that's
about Plasma myself. I've been seeing more and more chatter about it, more and more people getting excited about it, and I'm just like, I need to do a deep
Well,
dive.
there was kind of like FUD because they were saying the XPL token from Plasma is essentially just like a governance token kind of thing, and so like you know, people got upset about that because they thought it would be like deeply tied into the stablecoin ecosystem, but so
Yeah. We've had some conversations with them and want to get them on the show because it's something a lot of people have mentioned, XPL tokens. Everybody wants to understand. And for the folks in podcast land, don't worry. I'm going to have all these links in the show notes. You can go to episode, catch them all like Pokemon. Speaking of Pokemon, speaking of catching them, and folks are already asking in the comments, they want to know two things. First of all, everyone says, is Ruto replacing Alex? No, don't worry. Your friend Alex is probably in his own pink Polygon shirt somewhere else. He and Christina are taking a much deserved break. And the other person we want to know about, because we haven't caught up with in a long time, is our buddy Nil. I'm talking about Nil Ranillo, also a friend of ours from Polygon. I understand that you guys have had some, movement there recently. He was busy as hell doing a lot of TikTok growth, and I think he shifted to do some other stuff, and people miss him. So can you confirm, is he alive? Is he well? And can you put a bug in his ear that we need to have him back? What's going on with
dude,
him?
let me tell you something. You guys are making me feel like chopped liver right now, bro. Like
Oh,
it
no,
was like,
no,
where's
That's just like Nil, Nil, where's Nil? That's not Nil. Nil, where's Nil? When did Alex shave? Nil.
Will has done a lot of work to make a lot of friends on TikTok in the last year, to be fair. So
Dude.
people, they love him. He's a lovable guy.
Yeah.
Listen, I love him too, man. Nil's he's one of my favorite people to work with, man. He is cracked. He's just constantly on like 5 shots of espresso. You know what I mean? Like he's just ready to go. He's locked in.
That's what our friend Joe said. She said Nil was like my shot of espresso. I'd swipe to his live and he'd be, all right, hey, here we go, and just rocking.
Yeah. I used to be like that, man. But being in crypto for this long, I think that the hope has started slowly deteriorating from my eyes. But I'm just kidding. But yeah, no, Nil's awesome. We're just super locked in here. Like finding time to do stuff. So I know he's slowed down a little bit with some of his TikTok stuff, but he's still lurking, man. I'm sure he'll probably tune in here in the next couple minutes too.
The people are screaming for him.
I know, dude. I see it. Look, we have Say Billy. He's like, yo, looking for Nil for like a month. We see Amsfar. I saw Nil live last week. Oh, was he? That's awesome. Okay. We see Stecklerish, Nil. I miss him. Solemn Spartan, Nil.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's just like it's such a good proof point right there for Web3 companies, particularly like the heads of like layer 2s and layer 1s and just blockchains themselves coming on here and just like chatting with the people. Like, walk along, shake hands, introduce yourself, get to know folks. Don't even talk about your project. And then people like you. And, if you're a good person and you're there to kind of just help educate and guide people, people love you for it and they want to follow you and they want to listen to what you have to say. And then they want to listen to what your company and organization is doing and what they have to say. Because if you're a good person and they believe that, then they're like, well, this company must have good people and they must be good people. They must be trying to do good things. And bada boom, bada bing, you now have a pretty viral community that wants to hear from you and explore your things and check out what you're working on, as opposed to, I don't know, like just
putting a
creating
commercial in a magazine.
Just creating like a corporate. The mistake is coming on to TikTok and creating a corporate account that you just kind of post stuff on, unless you're going to do Duolingo. Until they replaced everything with AI and then everyone tore them to shreds. But, unless you're going to do like a silly Duolingo kind of thing, if you just come up and you do like commercials, it's just not going to work. If you ever, dude, Ruto, have you seen any of the Coinbase commercials on TikTok and opened up the comment section?
Oh, the comments.
Oh,
dude, Coinbase gets destroyed on TikTok. They have the worst reputation on TikTok.
No way.
They get
What?
pulverized. Open up as soon as you see like it's not the Coinbase account, it's a Coinbase commercial, like an ad. Like you can click the comments on it, and it's just people dragging them through the dirt.
Yeah, they also do this like carousel series that's like this week in charts, and it's actually kind of novel and cute and cool. But the comments, dude, people are like, I haven't been able to withdraw my assets from your platform, can't get in touch with it. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
Fees are so high. Wow, what a great Kraken commercial. Thanks for reminding me.
yeah,
Yeah, dude. Yeah. The fees are actually insane, though. They are actually insane.
Yeah, they are high.
you know.
Yeah.
So that was a good transition though, because talking about being where the people are, I know this is something you invest a lot of time, money, attention in, and I would love for you to talk a little about some of the stuff that we've been cooking. The last time we got to work together to bring more Polygon news information to the people was great, because I felt like we got to get in touch with a lot of primary sources. I always tell people in crypto, like, don't be watching influencers. Like, go talk to the people running these startups, talk to the ecosystem heads. And this is where the people are. And we want the people to be more involved with like helping you tell this kind of story. So you've been working on some resources, and I'm happy to drive a little screen share and pull them up. But do you want to tell the folks a little about the Webflow page that you sent us, and a little about this campaign that you're working on? And this is breaking world news. Like you're hearing this for the very first time here. We asked Ruto to come here where you are to talk about this, because money where your mouth is kind of thing. If this is where the people are and you believe in that, like, let's come talk to them. So feel free to pull it up, or I can pull it up and you just tell me where to go.
Sure. I'll pull it up for you guys. Let me add this, share screen.
And I want to share one actual real quick resource while he's pulling it up. I'm going to share my screen in front of you, since I forgot to say this about staking. If you are new to the Polygon ecosystem specifically, they have a really great page, staking.polygon.technology, that's going to have a whole list of community airdrops, like projects incubated by Polygon, building in the ecosystem, that have confirmed or finished an airdrop. You can get all in one place, like the links that'll tell you how to claim, what you need to do to become eligible, when, if it's confirmed, it's estimated to happen, like Maiden and Billions here. And pretty much all you got to do is stake your POL tokens to participate. And they've got a little button here that'll help you do it. Staking.polygon.technology. It's a great, easy first staking experience if you've never done that before. And we have a lot of friends who have experience with it in the Rums community. That's rumshq.com. It's got all the links. Go ahead, Ruto. You got the screen.
I was also just going to say that it's just like I mentioned previously, if you have like smaller port, even if you don't, dude, even if you have like a nice portfolio size, the probably top 10 most amount of money I've ever made was through airdrops. So like Katana is just one small example, but 15% of total token supply is going to POL stakers. So like that's a pretty fat fat airdrop, dude. So
that is a fat airdrop.
Yeah. So it should be nice, man. But yeah, I wanted to go ahead and show you guys kind of what we've been cooking over here. Let me know if they can see it or if I need to do anything else.
We can see it. I think I double bumped you. There you go.
No, we were fighting. We were fighting each other, Evan.
Oh, it was you and me fighting. Can you be the screen share of TikTok assist?
Oh, yeah, I gotcha.
Okay, what are we looking at, Ruto?
Cool. So actually, everyone in this chat right now, you guys are the first people to ever see this. Yes. So been working on this for a little bit now. As you guys probably know, like crypto or blockchain could be pretty like convoluted. Like sometimes it can kind of go over your head a little bit when you go to like a chain's website and it's like talking about DevRels and dev kits, and it's talking about RPCs to load into your wallet, all this crazy jargon that maybe you might not know, right? Well, I thought to myself, listen, if we're targeting like everybody, what's something we can build internally where like you just go to it, you can show this to like your mom or like your sister, your brother, or whoever, and they'll have like a much better understanding of like what all this means. So this is what we're calling the POL Content Hub. And the reason why we're calling it the content hub is because I'll get to this towards the end, but basically we want users to just know what is Polygon and what's the POL token, like what's going on Polygon. Is there anything even happening? And this site will show you everything, right? You can explore all the dApps or apps built on top of Polygon, like Polymarket or Courtyard or QuickSwap or any of these other projects. You can also see, oh, well, like does Polygon have any actual like partnerships? Of course, you can see who is globally adopted by us. We have Stripe, we have Reliance Geo, we have Reddit, BlackRock, MasterCard, Stripe, Fox, all these.
What's up with Fox real quick before you scroll? What's Fox doing with Paul?
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Then we have, our daily active addresses, stablecoin supply. So you can actually see like, okay, well, what is POL, right? Like what the hell is POL? It tells you that. But I think the one thing that should be exciting for you guys tuning in is I think making like a big push to cater towards the community should always be like a big priority for teams, whether you're a blockchain, whether you're a dApp or a project, like community should relatively always come first. And so this whole hub, I want this to be like a one-stop shop for community members, but also like content creators. So here's like some videos about like, hey, what's been going on. Like also here's one like how to stake your POL. Here's a video here. There's another video right here talking about it. But I think this is kind of exciting for those tuning in. So this is a creator spotlight. This will be coming soon. But the goal is that if you're making content about Polygon, we'll highlight you. So we can boost some of your content. If you're making content, it'll pop up on this page right here. So this is obviously all like Twitter stuff, but like if you do TikToks, like the goal is that we have a lot of your TikToks content on here as well. And then here's like more blog news about like what the hell's going on with Polygon. Like where's the quickest and fastest way I can get like the most up-to-date news. If you don't have a Twitter account or something like that, you don't want to go to LinkedIn, this will have all the news and resources that you could possibly want in one place. Where is it available on? It has all these places, all of our socials. We have a media kit right here as well, careers, contact us. But ultimately, we want this to be a one-stop shop if you're a content creator, a community member, or just someone who wants to learn more about what Polygon's doing. So this is where it's going to be at. Also, if you go and explore creator stories, that's coming soon. But also a place where if you're a content creator and you want to make content about Polygon, we'll hook you up, man. We'll send you some merch. We'll send you some hoodies. You want a hat or something like that. So listen, half of my wardrobe is crypto merch. So if you guys want to, get made fun of in public like I do for wearing crypto stuff, you're more
join
than
the club.
man.
Hey, it's being made fun of now to then be like, oh damn, Polygon in like a year or something,
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm going to have the link for that in the description. I'm going to have it in the community. You can get it at community.rumshq.com. And I just want to say, like, way to go. I think this is a killer resource. I think it's a killer campaign. We just to be transparent and frank with everybody. Folks know that Polygon was kind of the first brand to take a chance on us with this new partnership model we were exploring. We were really sick of, how much can I buy a video for? How much will you, do a tweet for? Or like whatever. It's just really transactional stuff that wasn't good for us. It wasn't good for you guys listening, watching. It wasn't good for the brands because it was like sort of a drive-by, like, like, see you later. And you guys were really the first ones to say, like, yeah, no, we want to do something longer term. And we did this pilot. It was great. It was wonderful. And then, I felt like some things changed over there and we were a little bit in limbo. We felt like, oh man, we didn't renew this sponsorship right away. We need to continue this like brand presence. You can't just come to people, sell them an idea, and then leave. And everybody on your team understood that, I feel like. And this is such a good reflection of like how to evolve that. I'm really honored that you trust us enough to like share this on our platform. And I just want to say for everybody listening, this was a big part of, for us, the mission to work with brands is to say like, hey, it's not enough to just like pay us money as a public good to like tell people about your work. We want to find ways for you to share that value with the people who are listening. Like they should get rewarded too. So it's not just merch. You're actually doing like incentives, monetary incentives for people to create this content with you, to partner with you, to teach others, to learn themselves, right? Can you talk a little about that?
Sure. So for those tuning in right now, if you are interested in crypto or you're interested in some of the stuff that we're doing at Polygon, we'd love to work with you, but also support you. So what we're going to be announcing next week, and you guys are the first people to hear this, is we're announcing a $25,000 reward pool
Woo.
for content creators on TikTok. So if you are a content creator, if you make crypto content, or even if you don't, right, and you want to get started, maybe this is like the kick and the tush that maybe you need. But we're going to be announcing a UGC competition, user generated content. Everyone who makes content about Polygon, you will be entered into a pool of rewards up to $25,000. To win. So also maybe I think you brought it up already. I'll have a merch link. So if you do want to make
Yes.
content about Polygon, just fill out this form. We'll send you over a shirt. You can ask for what you want. Do you want a hat? Do you want a shirt? Do you want a hoodie? And you can make content about that. And all you need to do is hashtag Polygon UGC. And if you do that and make content, I'll trust me, I'll see it. If it's super good, I'll put you in the pool. And yeah, this will be going on for quite some time. So we'll be announcing winners the first week of December.
Give me
So
the hashtags one more time.
I'm
Polygon
still,
UGC.
yeah, because you guys are the first people hearing it. We haven't really settled
Okay.
on a hashtag yet.
That's
But
what I
I'm gonna say just for starters, for those of you who wanted to maybe start this week, I'll honor this. Let's do what do you guys think? Polygon UGC? Should it be UGC
I think it should be
Polygon?
Polygon, and I
think
think it should
Polygon
be UGC.
UGC.
Okay.
Yeah, like
So let's
hashtag
do
Polygon, hashtag UGC, because the algorithm will treat them as like separate terms that way. And then
Yeah.
Polygon will be trending.
cool. So yeah, if you guys hashtag Polygon UGC and then there you go, Polygon UGC. If you hashtag that, I will see it. I'm also working with another team where they're going to be handling like a lot of this for us as well. But yeah, if you guys are interested in this, and mind you, like this could be anything Polygon related, right? Like Polymarket, for example. I mean, they just raised $2 billion. They're built on Polygon.
Yep.
If you're doing like prediction market content, and you say, by the way, like Polymarket's built on Polygon, that, and you hashtag Polygon, hashtag UGC, hashtag Polymarket, whatever, like you are entered into the competition. If you like Pokemon cards or sports cards and you want to rip packs on Courtyard, that's also built on Polygon. You can do that too. Like you don't have to just do like boring stuff where you talk about blockchain and TPS and all that stuff. So you can have some fun with it.
Thank you.
Yeah, one of the dope things is just from like an ethos marketing communication standpoint, a lot of alignment between ourselves and Polygon. The other thing too is with Polygon, it's the exact kind of thing that I want to see more from blockchains. Like, is there a DeFi ecosystem? Yes, of course, but like there are actual consumer products that are actually being adopted by an actual user base to very high degrees, like with Polygon and Courtyard. Or sorry, not Polygon, Polymarket for just gambling, which is great. And then also Courtyard, which is the largest procurer of Pokemon cards in the world now. And that's on Polygon. Like #1 in the world in the category is something that should be talked about and hailed more in this space. Even if
it's the largest RWA consumer app as well. So
the largest real world asset app in the world.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
consumer app. Yeah, correct.
Yeah. I mean, that's awesome. And that doesn't get talked about enough. And people don't know about it.
Yeah.
People know about it in the Pokemon world without knowing it's crypto, which is the beautiful thing. Like it's the Trojan horse to get people on chain and without talking about crypto really at all. It's awesome. The craziest thing that I saw, because we ripped a legendary pack live, and It wasn't a card that I wanted to keep, so just spun it around and got I think like 50% or 40% or 60% of my value back. But then there was an option to get my USDC stablecoins just sent immediately to Venmo, and I was like, what do you mean? And it was like $1,400, so like not a trivial amount. And I just immediately hit like maximum send. And then after I did that, I just had like a 2017 heart attack where I was like, oh no, I didn't test this. That's like $1,400. I don't want to just lose that money. And then it just showed up in my Venmo account, and I was like, oh,
Damn.
Courtyard, beautiful. It was just like perfect consumer level adoption, zero knowledge of crypto, zero knowledge of blockchain or Web3, just working the way something works today on Web2. And it was beautiful and amazing. And I had fun opening up some Pokemon cards. And it was dope. So, there's not a whole lot of experiences like that in the crypto space. You have that on some Polygon applications. You have that on some Pudgy Penguin applications. And I have a hard time thinking of other ones that actually have like a really good on and off ramp experience that's like Web 2, but using Web 3. Yeah. I know more will come. I don't know if you can think of any other ones, Evan.
Oh, dude, I mean, they're left and right. They're all over the place, but they're not public enough. They're not talked about enough. And again, where they're talked about is not in the actual public spaces where people who might benefit from hearing about them need to encounter them. Like everybody on TikTok or Facebook who's listening is probably getting misinformed about like some new to launch token that may or may not go anywhere. And like the benefit of learning staking with an established ecosystem token, the benefit of exploring consumer crypto with like a well incubated founding team, all of this stuff is the reasons that like we believe in this kind of partnership, and why we were like so frustrated on one hand to hear like, oh no, like maybe we're gonna pull money and attention away from this, and then so thrilled on the other hand every time we got to talk to Ruto or Nil or anybody over there who's saying like, no, we know that we need to be investing in the people. We need to be investing in TikTok. We need to be investing in UGC, and we want you guys to help us do it. So shout out to all the people who listen to the show, because this kind of thing is only possible because you've made your voices heard. You've chosen to support content like this and tell people that it's valuable. So we appreciate you. Ruto, it's giving you the runaround over there, huh?
Hold on, dude. Wait.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Take your time, man. While Ruto works his way through soundboard hell, I do want to remind you that he is here as a representative of Polygon Labs. His opinions are his own, of course, but he has got the scoop. So if you've got a question, like I saw in the comments, how did Reddit use Polygon? Would love to get into that. Or anything else, let us know. Ruto, how in fact did Reddit use Polygon? This is one of my favorite stories.
Let me know if because I'm echoing on TikTok now, but I still hear it through my headphones. Sorry.
Yeah, there is a little echo. Are you? No, you're muted.
Oh, there you go. Is that better?
Yeah. We're good now.
Okay. So yeah, Reddit. It's actually pretty crazy, but when we went live, so for those who don't know, we partnered with Reddit a couple years back, 2022, where we announced Reddit avatars. So if you go on Reddit, you'll see these still exist. They're still there, but it was one of the largest wallet onboarding events in like Web3 history, where
tens of millions of wallets were created.
I think it was 30. Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure at its peak, it was like 32 million wallets were created through Reddit, all on Polygon. And yeah, it was through the Reddit NFT avatars. So we had some of the world's, we had incredibly talented artists, world famous artists that were doing these Reddit avatars, and you were able to go ahead and mint through Reddit. As soon as you signed up through Reddit, you essentially created a wallet. And what was cool is that most users, they didn't even know that they were interacting with blockchain. It was just, it was very seamless. It was, the transaction speeds was really quick. It was cheap. So they didn't even know that they were minting NFTs during this time. Right. So yeah, over 30 million wallets created during this Reddit avatar thing. And the Reddit avatars, they just sunsetted the minting of like new Reddit avatars.
I was so sad to see that.
Yeah, but they're still live. Like you can still I still own my Reddit avatars. If my Reddit account still has my Reddit NFT avatar as well. So like you can still shop around and buy, stuff on secondary. Like they have like, PFPs for $1. They have some that are as expensive as like $100, $200, which is crazy. But at its peak, there were some Reddit NFT avatars that were selling for like $10,000. It was absolute chaos during that time. Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah,
Yeah.
they were so cool when they launched because nobody knew it was an NFT. And it was in this era of like, I don't know, it was like the first Polygon era, I would say, of like consumer crypto adoption. There was the Reddit avatars. There was the Starbucks Odyssey beta program that I thought was fantastic. It was a way to, distribute different kinds of rewards to get different customer information. I thought it was a very successful pilot of that kind of thing.
It actually was. Everyone assumes that it was like just because they stopped it, that it wasn't successful. It actually, the stats and metrics prove that it actually was very successful, but it was just a test, right? Like during that time, a lot of enterprise companies were just dipping their toes in like blockchain integration in their business model. And Nike did it, right? So like a ton of other companies did it. And
what about Fox? What was up with Fox?
So we did like some integrations back in the day. And there's a ton of these like this, right? Like we just announced a partnership with like Google Cloud, right? So like Google Cloud, even at like some of our ag layer events, like Google comes in and does like whole presentations about like what they're doing on chain with Polygon stuff. So Fox was just one of those, right? It's just one of like maybe a lot of other chains can't really say the same thing, but it was just like one of the many like enterprise level kind of things.
It was one of those major institutions and leaders in media and banking and all this stuff who we just work with all the time.
Yeah. So yeah, it's crazy stuff, man. And people don't probably remember, but we were the first blockchain also to integrate directly into Instagram. So they also they sunsetted that because just like X, right? Like on X you were able to put an NFT as your PFP and it was like verifiable on chain. They kind of took that out. It was the same thing with Instagram where like you were able to upload like art or PFPs or something like that and it would go on chain, and all that was happening on Polygon. But a lot of social media accounts kind of stopped doing that.
Did that stop simply because at the time, like was still like, I mean, we still had like a very aggressive SEC, or is it just like, hey, this isn't exactly scaling the way we thought it was going to scale?
Yeah.
Or
Well, you have to remember a lot of this happened like post FTX, right? Or like pre FTX, right? So like the Instagram thing was announced like pre FTX kind of thing. And then like the whole market blew up and then everyone's like, dude, this crypto stuff is sketchy. And so a lot of enterprise companies were like, maybe we shouldn't be associated with this right now. But trust me, they're all coming back slowly but surely. You're seeing tons of other big companies already talking about integrating their back end with blockchain. So it's happening more and more and more.
Yeah, and the proliferation of AI is kind of accelerating that. It was like, a neat, novel consumer thing that people didn't really get the benefit of. But now that we understand the need to be able to like verify a piece of digital property or prove its provenance, like that all of a sudden is at the center of a lot of people's minds. And nothing does that better than blockchain.
Yeah. I mean, government entities, right? We have the Philippines just officially announced that like a lot of their, I think all of their government documentation and stuff like that will be on chain, and they're using Polygon for that. So like tons of crazy stuff happening, man. I mean, the previous head of crypto at Stripe, for those who don't know, we just hired him. So he's our new CPO. He's our chief product officer. And
I saw that. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you, man. What a honor to work with someone like him. Like truly. Incredible talent. He basically led all the crypto Stripe stuff from 0 to 1. So like right now you can go on Stripe, pay for anything. I think over 100 million merchants worldwide use blockchain, and it's on Polygon. So you can purchase goods from 100 million merchants across the world using crypto on Polygon. So it's pretty cool.
Including soon Rise Up Media, we just completed our onboarding with Stripe to accept crypto payments for all like the Web2 stuff we offer, like premium memberships or the digital products we sell. So very soon, people will be able to pay in crypto. I cannot wait for it. I think it's killer.
Yeah.
We had a question in the comments about social media and consumer crypto, and somebody said, "What about Zora?" And if you're not hip to Zora, Zora is a great one that you can play with, experiment with. It's like Instagram, but it's on chain. And it used to be that every post was a non-fungible collectible token. But now they've done this thing with creator coins where your posts get their own fungible token, like a meme coin made for them, and your account has one affiliated with it. It's one of many such attempts at this. Farcaster is probably the other most notable Web3 social media effort happening right now. There
The
will
Arena.
be others. The Arena, I was going to
I was
say.
just about to say the Arena, which I went and hopped on a stream over there, like, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. And there's a lot of people over there.
Dude, there's so many people there.
Yeah,
It was crazy. This is the social media environment, kind of like a Twitter-esque on Avalanche.
Yep.
On
I'm going to
Avalanche,
be there
right.
tomorrow, Will, on the Arena with the guys on the show, and I'm excited for it to be my first experience. I would also say Noster is another one that tends to be more Bitcoin aligned, but is an interesting attempt at integrating like blockchain with social media to explore what the benefits could be. There's a lot of
the for those who don't know, the Arena is essentially, think of it like a fork of Twitter, because that's basically what it is. But it's a fork of Twitter, and it's built on Avalanche, actually. So shout out to the homies at AVAX, dude. Big fans of the homies at AVAX, man.
Yeah.
They're crushing it. And the Arena is basically a social media platform built on top of Avalanche, and there's a ton of active people on there. So you'll notice as soon your first post on the Arena, you'll probably get like 200 likes. Also, people can like buy tickets of your profile. So like if they have faith that like you're gonna grow on the platform, they'll like buy a bunch of like your stock, right, of your profile, and you can make some money that way too. Like I think I made 40 AVAX in my first like two weeks being on the Arena app. Just like talking to people, it was sick.
Man, that is wild. Ruto, I wanted to ask you a couple of other questions, but the question that comes to mind first is from the comments, because you talked about airdrops, because you're chronically online. The question was, what is the best token to earn yield on? And I was asking if this person had heard of DeFi Llama, which is something we cover all the time, but I'd like to hear how you would answer the question. Like, somebody wants to earn yield, either they're exploring it for the first time or they're on chain and they want to go deeper. Where do you like to go to find yield? Is there like a sweet spot you tend to stay in one ecosystem? What are your thoughts on this?
I think it depends. Like for me, I have some liquidity on Katana. Obviously, it's an incubated project on from Polygon, but not only that, they just their yield is just so awesome, dude. Like the AUSD pair is like, I think I haven't checked it in a while because it's stable coins, right? You just leave it, you set it, forget it, you earn that sweet yield. But at one point, it was like 130% or something like that. I'm sure it's lower a little bit now, but I think if you're someone and you have like you have a savings account where you have like tons of money on, if that's not in some sort of high interest yield account, doesn't even have to, not even saying crypto in general, right? Like even in traditional banks, like you're getting like 2 to 4% tops on that.
Yeah.
You're not outpacing inflation, brother. Like you're literally losing money that way. So the best thing you could do is leverage DeFi to keep your funds in a place where you know where it's at, but you're also earning like substantial yield on it. You're easily outpacing inflation with it. But yeah, how I find different protocols is there's two things I go about doing it. Okay, what protocols can I use to earn yield that I also potentially could earn an airdrop in, right? Like that
Yeah.
goes back to my airdrop farming stuff. So like USD AI is like is one that's kind of big right now. You have Katana, obviously. Like if you've been staking for a while, like you already know that airdrop is coming, baby. And you're earning good yield on there too. There's also some stuff on like Hyper EVM that I use to earn yield. Like you can leverage liquidity pools as well, so LPs. So there's one that I use in the Hyperliquid ecosystem called Project X. Not only am I earning points, but if you're using single-sided LPs, you can earn hundreds of dollars in fees and yield that way. That's probably a whole like more complex way to to do it. But yeah, DeFi Llama is a good resource, for sure. Just like you mentioned, like especially if you're starting out and you just want to get like a good baseline idea of like, okay, what are some good spots that I can earn some yield?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's a good resource. But me, I'm kind of a more degenerate, so I'm always looking for like opportunities of like, how can I earn yield, but also potentially get an airdrop, and like that's what I'm always trying to look for.
Ruto, can you tell me really quickly USDai? I'm not familiar with that, and also the Project X pools on Hyperliquid. You were saying
Yes,
what
yes,
is
yes.
USDai?
So I'll show you guys. It's USD AI is the dollar that builds AI wherever it forms. It's developed by Permian Labs, backed by Highframe and Dragonfly. So for those who don't know, Dragonfly is a pretty big venture fund. They've incubated and funded tons of crypto projects. I'll put it in the chat here. This is like USD AI's Twitter account, so you can go and check them out here. I don't want to get too deep in the woods on it, just because it's I would just recommend reading some of their docs. Like if it's a little bit outside of your, your base knowledge, like maybe you don't have to do that. There's either, other stuff that you could, look into. Oh, and Project X. So I'll show you this one. This is also probably a little bit more convoluted, but maybe I can like share my screen and just show you guys an example
Yeah, it'd be
of like
great to
what this
see.
looks like.
And if you
Yeah.
want a
So
tutorial of DeFi Llama while Ruto's pulling it up, we did one. We do them often last week on the show. And Alex, shout out, has finally connected with someone in BD on their team about, though they don't do a lot of public appearances, coming on the show more regularly. We cannot wait. Super stoked about that. So, Ruto, what are we looking at here?
So this is my buddy's project actually. His name's Lambo Land. So this project was made by essentially three people. If you notice here, they've earned $143,000 in fees in the last 24 hours. So this is a project.
Oh my god, that
I
is
think,
24 hours. Damn.
yeah.
They're doing pretty solid.
Also for those tuning in, if you want to know how you actually make a ton of money, being a builder is a pretty good way to make money. But yeah, if you notice here, there's pools here. Okay, so each pool, if you look at the APRs, like this is your yield on these pools, and as you can see here, there's some pretty high ones. There's 163%, 152, 84. So obviously, the higher the yield, like the more volatility that there is, that's usually how you earn your yield, and that's how they earn fees here as well. So USDT zero, for the you guys who don't know, it's essentially USDT, but it's kind of for it's like multi-chain. So you can have USDT zero on Solana, on Polygon, or whatever, and you basically can click here and it shows you ranges. So this is also a good way to DCA. So dollar cost average, for those who don't know, let's say you want to buy Hype token from Hyperliquid, but you don't want to like buy the top or buy the bottom.
Yep.
You can do a single-sided LP, which means that you put all of the liquidity into USDT zero, for example, and as Hype goes down in value, right? Like if the token is tanking and you have $100 in USDT zero, as it's tanking, you are actually buying Hype. So you'll buy Hype all the way down. So you don't need to. That's how you DCA, and you'll earn yield and fees that way too. So and the reverse is true too, right? Like if you want to sell Hype, if you're like, okay, this is like, and this goes for any token on any of these LP sites, like if Hype is going up and you're like, okay, I don't want to buy the top, but I want to buy on the way up, you could do a single-sided LP the opposite direction. And like if you notice here, look, if I set a range, like look at the APY right here, like
The
depending on
wider
what
the range for people listening, the lower the APY, and
Yeah.
the tighter the range, the higher the APY. And
Yeah.
that's because you're specifying the price at which your capital is utilized to
Exactly.
execute trades.
Exactly. And so if you notice, this is like a single-sided, basically this is a single-sided LP. So your projected APR can go as high as 400%, right? This is volatile because you'll essentially, like, if Hype goes up or down by like a couple percentage, you'll basically just you'll use all of your USDT zero or all your stablecoin to buy it. So, and then you have to pull it out again and then recalibrate it to do it over and over and over again.
Yeah. They call this yield farming because, like managing an actual crop, you got to go out and check the weather. You got to look at your seeds. You got to water the plants. It does require some active management.
You definitely need to like monitor the situation, if you know what I'm saying. So
yeah,
but me, I do very low hanging fruit. Like I don't do complete single sided LPs. I do sometimes if I want to farm more points, but mostly I keep it in there. So okay, I'm cool with like a 15-20% yield and I'm earning points. But Katana is much more simple because you can just pick a pool that's generating high yield and you don't have to monitor. You can just like set it and forget it and leave it. So that's where I keep like a majority of like my stablecoin is on Katana, just because it's such simple, easy, low hanging fruit for yield on your stables. So
Ruto, you said it. You used the term a few times, and it's single-sided LP. Like using that for folks who don't know.
So single-sided LP is just liquidity pools. So single-sided means that you have, let's say you have $100 in stable coins, USDT0, for example, or it could be USDT or USDC. You have $100 of USDC or USDT on one side of the LP. If you notice, like you were able to set ranges. So you can have $100 of USDT and you will DCA either up or down on like Hype or Solana or whatever it is. Like all LPs, Meteora, you can do this on Meteora too. They have an airdrop tomorrow. But if you were doing this on Meteora for the last like year, you have a fat airdrop today. But yeah, all that means is that you're putting liquidity on one side of the table, and depending on if the token is going up or down, depending on what you want to do, right? Okay, I want to DCA into Hype. This is just an example. And I want to DCA into Hype. If it's going, I'm going to bet that it'll be going down and I want to buy on the way down. So you put $100 in on the stablecoin side. And as it's going down, the LP will move to the right. So it's essentially buying Hype token as it's going down. And you can do the reverse. If you want to sell Hype, you buy $100 worth of Hype on one side. You set your LP to that range. As Hype is going up, you can scale out of it. So people who were into meme coins during the meme coin like super cycle, a lot of people don't get, but how you really made a ton of money was using single-sided LPs on meme coins. So like I had a buddy who was making, he made like $12,000 in a day just using a single-sided LP on Trump coin. Because you can just set your single-sided LP to sell or buy Trump on the way up or down, and you earn a ton of fees from that on top of scaling out or into the Trump token. So tons of people did that with meme coins and made tons of money.
Interesting. That's very cool.
If this is something you want to learn more about, then jump into the community at community.rumshq.com. We have a lot of resources about how to DeFi, and there are many skills that you will build to use again and again and again. It doesn't have to be that complex to get started, but like Alex, if you forget to water the crops, then you might lose your yield. Hey to Alex.
Look, someone says you can access Katana on the Rodin wallet. Katana, you can access Katana through a ton of different chains too, by the way, guys. Like the whole point of Katana is supposed to be a place for deep, productive liquidity. So like, doesn't matter, obviously there's some chains that are excluded, but it doesn't matter what chain you're on. If you want to participate in earning yield from your liquidity, Katana is a great place to start. So
yeah, a couple of other topics here. Tori said something she notices is one of the biggest issues in the crypto space is the neglect of people who are not developers. And I'll say just people who are not like technical. I think that was a really great explanation that you gave, because there's a lot of like knowledge acquired through experience, and it's very difficult to explain like what actually a liquidity pool is to somebody who is maybe hearing that for the first time, or even somebody who's a DeFi user already, but like doesn't participate in liquidity provision. Like it's still difficult and technical and can be risky because people don't really understand what they're getting into.
Yeah. And to be fair, like when people ask me like, hey, I'm kind of new to crypto, I'm just trying to learn stuff, like, what do you think I should do? I try to explain to them DeFi first, even though DeFi is like the most complicated thing you can explain to someone, but it's also kind of the easiest. It's like okay, if you are just crypto curious, like what's the first thing I would tell like my mom or like my girlfriend or something? I would say, look, if you have how much do you have a savings account? They'll say, yeah. I'm like, okay, well, is it in a high interest savings account? They'll be like, most of the time they'll say no, because most people don't take advantage of that. But if they say yes, I'll say, well, did you know if this was just in a stable coin on chain, it's 1-to-1, a dollar to a dollar. You can be earning way higher interest on this or way higher yield, right? In DeFi. So that's like the easiest because it's easy to understand. It's like, okay, well, I'm getting 2% um, interest on my high interest savings account. Well, as soon as I tell them, well, you could be earning like 20, like 30, like 40, they're like, what? And
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah. And let me show you. So that's like the easiest low hanging fruit for me to onboard someone into crypto, just because it just makes a ton of sense. Also, they immediately see the value in it. They're like, it's like a no-brainer, like obviously. But then you gotta explain to them how a wallet works and like, all that stuff. But it's not as hard as it what used to be. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
it's much easier now.
yeah, it's much easier now. And like wallets have gotten significantly better, with, like their UI and like because before they were, in 20, even back in like 2018, 2019, like they were awful. They were
I mean,
dog
dude,
shit.
even
But
now you can take your money and put it on Coinbase, and you can use the Morpho technology directly on Coinbase to start getting like 10% on your USDC. You know, like
yeah.
that is always I'm like, hey, first step, do this, then start learning more about crypto, and then get to that like level 2 point and dip your, dive into the deep end here and start finding some
For
yield.
sure, dude. And someone says, KY Taurus, not everyone makes money in crypto. That's a fact. So you definitely need to learn different ways. 100%, dude. Like,
Yeah.
don't let anyone on the internet, and mind you, I want to let you guys know the reason why us at Polygon wanted to work with Evan and Alex and William is because I have seen the other live streamers and like I have lurked on TikTok for a year plus, probably multiple years, trying
Right.
to find good content creators who are crypto native, but also very like user friendly. Like they explain things well. They are the best live streamers that I have found on TikTok. So and I'm not even just saying that. I truly believe there's a lot of terrible, terrible information on this app. So much bad information on TikTok. I just want to let you guys know that if you're here right now, you're in a good place because these guys are incredible. So to your point, Kai, not everyone is making money in crypto. That's a fact. So if you're seeing people on live streams or Instagram or something like that, and they're trying to sell you on something, take it with a grain of salt. Especially if they're saying how much money they're making. Most of the time, it's not true for
Mhm.
starters.
Yeah.
Because it is hard to make money in crypto, especially like the people are showing multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars in P&Ls. Like
Yeah.
that is
I made
obviously
$1 million
possible.
in my underwear yesterday.
It
Yeah.
is 100% possible, right? Like I've made multiple six figures in crypto myself, but I've been here for I've been in crypto since 2016, so it's not like do you know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
I'm not rich, so I'll tell you guys that. Maybe it's a skill issue, but yeah, it's a good point that you made. Like not everyone makes a lot of money in crypto.
Yeah.
So
Eamon says, where is the ding? Totally right. A point for it.
Mhm.
If you have got a question, a thought for Ruto, then let us know because it's about that time that we're going to start to round things up, ride our dogs and ponies into the sunset. And today, I want to remind you that we are hosting the after show in Circle. Circle is the platform where our free to join community lives. And people in the comments asking, where can I learn how to DeFi? Where can I get the tutorial on this? Where can I go deeper? The place you need to go if you enjoy learning with us is community.rumshq.com. It is a helpful place for crypto users at all levels of experience. And the after show is a great like first experience. It's basically like the show, except you're on stage with us. The audience is smaller and we can talk back and forth. Bearded asked a really good question about Polygon staking, and I have it pulled up to show him step by step when we get in there. And it's the kind of place the conversation never dies. The show goes off the air. We live on podcast platforms. We live on YouTube. You can find our past episodes. But if you're not in the community where the show lives 24/7, then you're really like missing out on the best value we can give you. And the only thing missing, my friends, is you. Ruto, while people give you their last questions, I want to know, can you just review one more time for people who might have missed it or didn't write it down? Tell us about this campaign that's launching. Tell us about the POL token page, how people can learn about what's going on, and then how they can participate and earn rewards for doing it. Give us the rundown again, real quick on that.
Sure. Yeah. So again, for those who are just tuning in, and this is just super quick, my screen. For those tuning in, you guys are getting the first look at this. No one else in the world has seen this yet. You guys are the first people to see it. But this is essentially going to be our content hub. So this is perfect for people who don't want to go to a crypto website and it's got a bunch of big words that you don't understand. You don't know what they're saying. This website is specifically for community. So if you notice here, it says community and stats. So like you can show this to your mom and they'll be like, okay, like I know what this is talking about. This tells you, you know, how much money we've given out in awards for staking POL. You can click here and it'll direct you straight to the staking validator. But what we're doing right now is we are running a Polygon UGC competition. So if you are someone either learning or you're deep into the trenches with crypto, you're interested in making content about either dApps built on Polygon or Polygon in general, this website will go live next week. And it'll have a ton of resources with blog posts, up-to-date blog posts. We have videos. We even have content from other content creators that we'll be posting on here as well. So you'll be able to apply to be a Polygon creator as well. But with the competition we're running, you actually immediately get to start if you would like. If you hashtag Polygon, hashtag UGC, and make content about Polygon, whether it be using prediction markets, whether it be using like Polymarket, if you're making trades or predictions on Polymarket, if you're ripping sports cards or Pokemon packs on Courtyard, those are all things built on Polygon. So if you're making content, you will be entered in to win, participate in a $25,000 reward pool. So tons of stuff going out. Also, we have a merch page too. So I think you guys will be able to link it there. If you're interested in making content and you want to like rep some swag, go ahead and fill out that form and we'll send you over a t-shirt, a hat, a hoodie, you know, any of the cool stuff for you guys. UGC just stands for user generated content. Boogsy, who I think was asking the question.
That's exactly right.
Boosh, yeah.
That is exactly right. All the information will be in the links below. In the link in our bio, we'll put it there too, and we will put it in the community. One more time, it's community.rumshq.com. We had somebody asking, I'm looking into this staking thing and I only see 4%. How do I get the 10%? That's a great question for the community. We have so many tutorials. We have so many step-by-steps, and the best way to learn is through conversation, like getting connected. Ruto, I mean, you know, you're deep in this game. Getting connected to other people who work here, who play here, who use this stuff all the time. That's got to be like the alpha, right? The best tip, probably.
Yeah. And to be honest, more so than any other industry, like being connected with like even builders or devs or, you know, big names in the space, it's super easy in this industry. Actually, it's like much easier than people think. If you DM me, I'm going to DM you back. Like I take calls with people all the time.
It almost sounds like a threat.
I know, like I've helped people out in my DMs on even on TikTok. They're like, "Hey, how do I do this?" And I respond and I help them out wherever I can. So yeah, it's just having conversations like this is like always going to be the best way to learn. I only know all this stuff because of what you guys are doing right now, right? Like you guys are in the comment section, you're asking questions, you're talking to people, you're making connections. That's exactly how I learned. But I've just been here for so long that it just compounds over time that you just start knowing more.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Rita, I wanted to ask you this question, and it's a very different change of topic, but it was generated from talking about just like working with institutions. And it's always interesting talking to people who actually work at like blockchain companies about the current mood and culture and kind of like speed of the current, if you will, of institutions trying to build, of government regulation trying to get things done, and of blockchain companies being like, oh, we have to go now, because that's what I'm hearing and people are a little worried because crypto has become very politicized. People are like, hey, we might have just like a year and a half of having like friendly regulation or like a more friendly environment to kind of get things done, is what I hear a lot about. And I was curious to kind of get your comments on that, because I hear a lot of people say that, but I hear a lot of people say like, hey, we're not really too worried about midterm elections and, you know, things in Washington slowing down at that point, not really going to affect us. For some people, they're like, I'm very concerned about it. We're trying to get as much done between now and midterms in case, you know, people come in and crypto has been over politicized and all of a sudden Washington becomes like a little bit of a roadblock in terms of getting stuff done.
No, dude. I mean, just from conversations we're having, or even like buddies of mine who work at other chains, or you know, even like VC funds, like institutions are moving in, and it's not like it was in 2021 where like they're dipping their toes in. Like they see this as a very, very viable tech stack that they can leverage as part of like their business model or whatever it is. Like tons and tons of companies are already looking into stablecoins, right? Like I think stablecoins is obviously like the lowest hanging fruit for some of these enterprise companies. But not only that, but like even on the commerce side, right? Like having payments on chain, cross-border payments, remittances, debit cards, credit cards, like Coinbase announcing their credit card, right? Gemini already has one. Like all these things are only going to continue to get bigger and bigger, mainly because it's such a clear no-brainer, not only on the business side, but also on the consumer side. So do I think regulations are going to kind of stunt this growth? I don't really think so. Mainly because we know, you know, the party that's in the White House right now, they very much so are believers that, listen, talent, users, consumers, companies, we can either incentivize them to stay here or they will continue just like they were previously to go. They're going to go to Singapore. They're going to go to Dubai. They're going to go. We're just going to lose all this business outside the States and go to these other places. So I think a lot of politicians and regulators know this, that, hey, if this is like a huge ecosystem, a massive industry that's going to continue to grow alongside like stuff like AI, the best place to have it is here at home in the States. So enterprises are not slowing down. It's not like it was in 2021. They are actually building out very deep infrastructure for them to run a lot of their stuff on chain.
I will say that the US has some catching up to do because there are a lot of places around the world that are fast. I'm sorry, we'll go ahead.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, at that point, like it's really nice being the 800-pound silverback financial gorilla of the world, to the point where we can be slow and still be like the institutional center for crypto. Sure. And then I think you have places like Korea probably be like, Korea and Dubai, areas like that, be Argentina, like a cultural, maybe consumer face of crypto. I don't know. We'll see. Like,
I'm doing a lot of stuff with we're doing a lot of stuff with Korea right now. So like I have a call tonight at 9 p.m. with some teams in Korea, right?
Dude, I was just saying this to Evan yesterday. If you can find a streamer, and maybe they do stuff on TikTok, like that'd be great, who can speak Korean and English, like I would love to talk to them and be like, hey dude, rise up in Korea, I think really needs to be a focus.
Dude, it is massive. It's blowing up in Korea.
We really want to expand to other languages. Like, you talk about the US being the financial center, but I'm highly aware that we have a global audience, and like,
for sure.
All we do is speak English.
For sure. Yeah. Korea's massive. The thing is that they're not on, it's not like you're not going to find it on TikTok, man. This is what I learned. I learned that if you are in the Korean community and you're big into crypto, all of that lives in Telegram, like a lot of Asian markets, right? Like a ton of Chinese Telegram chats. Korea is very, very similar. So
very interesting.
I'm in a couple now, and it's chaos, dude. It's crazy.
Will you ask them? Will you make a connection for us? And we really want to know, how do we say "rise up" in Korean? We would really like to know.
I got you, dude. Yeah, I'll find out for you.
We also. Well, but I mean, I want to hear somebody say it. Like maybe they can give us a sound clip for the show. Rise up, whatever it is. We have one more question for you, Ruto, before we get your final thought, which is from Carla. Hey, Carla, thanks for tuning in. Who wants to know, what about people who want to build on Polygon? What resources would you push them towards for grants, infrastructure, learning, support?
Yeah, we have all those. So we do have grants. Where we actively, give out grants very, very often to teams who are building really cool stuff. But if you go to our main website, which is polygon.technology, we have a whole section. So we have dev kits. We have a section where you can apply for grants. There's a ton of stuff. So the best part about building on Polygon is that it's, like there's a lot of other teams that do it as well, but it's permissionless. You don't need our approval to build something. You build whatever you want, and all the resources are available to you at polygon.technology.
Beautiful.
So yeah, there's developers right there. There's dev docs. There's dev tools. There's solution providers. If you want to learn, just learn everything on how to get started on Polygon. You have that as well. So tons of resources for you.
Thank you, my friend. And before we ride our dogs and ponies out of here, have you got last ask, final thought, suggestion, good joke, word of wisdom for the audience? Anything that you'd like to share?
I think I think the last thing I'll say is, especially for those who are new, just continue to learn. I know this stuff can be kind of complicated a little bit, but I promise you, if you stick around long enough, the return of value that you get for being in this industry, or even just being a user, an active user, is 100x. And if you guys keep joining into this live stream, you're going to continue to get a ton of that. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the live stream. Thank you guys for having me on. If you guys have questions, you can reach me. TikTok's a little tough for me. I know a lot of you don't use Twitter, but if you did want to ask me a question directly, I will likely more so see it on Twitter than I will on TikTok, because there's like a ton of bot and like scam accounts on TikTok, so I get a little sketched out there. But that is my Twitter account. If you have a personal question, I'm more than happy and willing to help you guys out. So just DM me on there. Say, hey, I saw you on the Rise Up Morning Show, just so I know you're not like a bot person or scammer. And I'll DM you back. I got you.
Thank you, Ruto, for making time to share with us at Gian the Rios. And Will, how about you? Do you have a final thought, last question, prediction, good joke, word of wisdom before we ride our dogs and ponies?
All I would say is, for folks who haven't tried out Courtyard, especially if you're into collectibles, you can go and take like $10 over there and just see like what it's like to open up a Pokemon pack or like a sports card pack. And it's super cool. I feel like everyone should go and experience just like what a really easy consumer facing product that is technically Web3, but has none of it. Like, go and experience that, because like that's the future of Web3 technology. It's really cool and seamless. And if you've been here for a while, like 2017, like myself, Evan, and Alex, it's like kind of crazy, just like how easy and smooth it is. So just go and check it out. And then, if you don't want to keep the digital cards, you can sell them on the market and you get half your money back. And bada boom, bada bing, you spent like $5 just to kind of experience the future. And if you're into collectibles, it's also just super cool. So I would just say, go and check it out.
One last thing, if you guys are into Polymarket, dude, I've been addicted to this thing on Polymarket recently. It's basically Bitcoin up or down, and I don't know if you guys could see, dude, it's so much fun. So this is on Polymarket, guys. Basically, it shows you a 15-minute time interval. Here's the price to beat, and you basically just bet up or down. So like if you put $20, it's $20 to win almost $70. And
wow,
at the end of 15 minutes, if it's above the price to beat $109,100, you'll win. It's almost like a 4x, right? It's like a 3x.
Yeah.
So I've been playing around with this, just $10 bets, right? Even $10, you can win 40. You can bet no, right? Like if you know it's not going to hit that, you'll only win $4. But obviously, if you scale that, right, here's $30, right, $200. But if you guys are interested in just using prediction markets for the first time, like Polymarket, and you think it's too complex, this is like the easiest like little game that you can play. Like, okay, up or down in the next 15 minutes, put $10 on. Not only that, but you're farming Polymarket for probably what will go down as one of the largest airdrops in crypto history, in my opinion. So, yeah.
Comment. Don't show me that,
dude. I know it's a slippery slope. I'll tell you guys that now. It's a slippery slope, but it's a ton of fun.
Ruto, have you seen Euphoria?
Yes, dude.
So,
I'm excited about Euphoria.
dude,
for
that
sure.
looks like the Euphoria user interface. This is a product by our friend Casey Craig. It's launching soon over on Mega ETH, and Euphoria is basically a tap to earn perpetuals trading game. It abs
So
everything
good.
with like a little moving line just like that, and you're betting is the price going to go up or down on a. I think it's a much shorter time frame, but
It
you
is.
can
It's
check them out
seconds,
on
bro.
Euphoria_fi or Euphoria.finance and say hi to our friend Casey Craig while you're over there. And my final thought is once again to say, if you want to hang out, the Circle After Show is the place to be. If you're listening in the future, hello, hope your candles are green. You should jump into the community at community.rumshq.com. I often say it because it's true. The only thing missing is you. We're going to have all the links to help you get in touch with everything Ruto shared there. The link to get merch from Polygon if you're going to make some cool user generated content to participate and earn some cash rewards when that goes live. And as it happens, we'll be encouraging you, sharing about that. We're going to have Ruto back again sometime soon to get an update on it. Talk more with him. It's always a pleasure having you on the show, man. Thanks for being
Hey,
here.
I'm gonna bring on we're gonna for those tuning in right now too. Pretty exciting stuff. We'll get our CEO to drop in here as well.
Hell
So
yeah, bringing Mark back. We
yeah.
love him. We would love to see it. And my friends, when it happens, we'll be right there with you. Until then, and until next time, everybody, thank you for being the very best part of what we do. So, my friends, stay safe, be well. Until next time.